Hello, Wealthy Wives and Friends. This is Cindy Sophia, author of Wealthy Wife, Meeting, Dating, and Marrying Rich Man. All right, so I am going to continue on with the teaching or training, coaching, whatever you want to call it, that I began yesterday. We're talking about the courtesan mindset, how it ties into becoming a wealthy wife, how it ties into being a woman who is a man magnet in reference to affluent men. For those of you that did the assignment yesterday, thank you. I applaud you. I appreciate you guys sending me emails. I will be getting back in touch with you. I'm going to take the words you sent me and I'm going to create a little something for you. So watch your email boxes. Sometime I'll probably get an email to you. Oh, I'd probably say sometime between the beginning and the middle of next week. I want to do a little play on words with the words that you guys sent me, because once again, this is about learning how to really own your personality, own who you are as a woman and a person. I tell you guys time and time again, it is not about trying to be like everybody else. If you're going to thrive and excel in the world of affluent dating and within an affluent lifestyle, you need to understand who you are as a person, as a woman. It is not about being a carbon copy. You will get, I told you guys, I kid you not, watch it. If you don't believe me, watch these men that keep getting married and unmarried, married and unmarried. They just keep usually replacing their ex-wives with younger versions of the former wife. So be a carbon copy and run the risk of being replaceable, or learn how to embrace who you represent as a woman in your looks, in your speech, in your interest, and understand how to actually stand out in the mind of an affluent man. Now, once again, some of the groups have a particular look, most definitely, but you still need to own your own personality. And even if you're attracted to a certain group that you think has a particular look about them, just because you remember, you're only seeing surface stuff. When you're looking at these groups of people, of affluent people, and how they hang out, what they do, and where they go, you're only seeing the surface stuff. You do not know the personalities of the people that are major players in these groups or in these lifestyles. Especially the ones that have lasting relationships in reference to their men, or the men in reference to the women that they're affiliated with. But I'm telling you guys, from experience and just being out there in the world of affluent dating and lifestyle, personality is almost as important as location. So once again, for those of you that did the assignment from yesterday, thank you. I appreciate you. This shows me that you are committed to learning how to do better and to understand how to start forming and creating your persona, which is a representation of you. Now today we're going to take it the next step. And the reason why I wanted you guys to do the I am statements from yesterday is because of this next assignment. Now, did I give you guys warning that it was going to be a training? No, I did not. Because you know what? I like you guys to take the initiative. I like for you guys to step up every now and then, step out of your comfort zones and do things that you may think sometimes are stupid, unimportant, or just, like, oh my God, why do I have to do that? Guess what? Learning is a lifetime process. I don't always explain what I'm doing sometimes in reference to the videos because, once again, I want you guys to take the initiative. Show yourselves that you are willing to put in the work to make this happen. Like I said, guys, there's no shortcut to doing this style of dating if you want to have long-term results. I watch women that get into this style of dating and they have some success, and it might be minor success, and they hit a plateau and they don't know how to step themselves into the next level of it, so they quit. They just stop. And then they go back into the masses, and then they're sitting there beating themselves up over opportunities that have been missed. There's no reason for that to happen to you. Understand, even within the world of affluent dating, there are levels, and it's like going to school. You're always upgrading. But it does take tenacity. It takes persistence. It takes patience. It takes focus. It takes understanding what it is you want. And your needs and desires are going to change throughout the process. I've told you this. I've been at this for decades. I'm not kidding. And what I want now is not what I wanted 20 years ago. It's not what I wanted 10 years ago. And even what I wanted 5 years ago. My needs have changed. My desires have changed. What I'm doing in reference to my life has changed. So let's move on to what we're going to do today. Now today, I'm going to talk about describe your brand. What is your personal brand? We're not talking, because like in a business, because remember, when we're talking in reference to affluent dating, even just living your life, every day you are selling yourself to people. Every day. We are all salesmen and saleswomen. We are. People don't like to hear that sometimes, but it doesn't change the facts, whether you want to hear it or not. It's not going to change the reality of it. You're always selling your personality, who you are to other people, be that your children, your friends, your employer, your employees, whomever. It's just the natural way how we function in reference to talking to people, meeting people, getting to know people. We all decide in a split second whether or not we're going to go, and speak to somebody or allow somebody to speak to us. That's called sales, because we're all about learning how to build those relationships and hopefully build lasting ones. Sometimes they're temporary, most definitely, but you still want to find a way to be able to take that experience and turn it into something even better for yourself, and hopefully leave the other person in a good space too. Because once again, this is not about going there and taking. I mean, I smile when I see that, scam a man, scam a man. Go for it. If you feel a need to scam somebody, knock yourself out. I got news for you. You'll burn yourselves out eventually. You're going to burn your leads. You're going to burn up your time. You're going to burn up your energy. And truthfully, you know what? You're going to sit back once again and think, why? Because you may have missed out on opportunities that could have taken you even further in your life. So once again, I'm not teaching you guys how to scam anybody. I shoot for long-term results, only because I've seen how beautiful it can be when you don't leave a bad taste in the man's mouth. Because here's the thing: if you guys are really dealing with affluent men, I mean, really, not the guys that seem to look good on paper or seem to have so much. Once again, it depends on how you view an affluent lifestyle or a rich man, because once again, there are different levels of that as well. But if you're really dealing with truly affluent men, especially in your area, and even if you're traveling around the country, there's a good chance somewhere, some way, they're going to be interconnected, because the world of affluence, it's not a big world. There's a ton of people in it to some extent, but depending on the industries that happen to be where you find the men that you enjoy spending time with, based upon different things, you're going to be surprised who knows who, especially when you start getting up into levels where you're talking serious money. They all somehow, some way will wind up crossing paths, because they've either dealt with each other in business deals. They have hobbies that they share. They may have ex-wives and girlfriends that they share. You just never know who you may be talking to that may somewhere along the line know somebody who you need to get close to for something that you want, but you've left a bad taste in somebody's mouth who knows him. Because they don't forget a face, just so you know. They don't forget, not the really smart ones. These men are very shrewd. They're extremely shrewd businessmen. They're extremely shrewd men. So once again, play it smart. So let's go ahead and talk about today. Describing your brand. Because once again, who are you? Now, if you did yesterday's assignment, you got the 3 I am statements, you've got a basic idea. Those 3 statements can do quite a bit for you, because they're going to start giving you a sense of who you are, something that you actually want to embody, something that really, these are words that empower you, that make you feel at ease and feel good about yourself, but also give you like superhuman powers, because those 3 statements definitely describe who you are, and they're not generated by what somebody outside of you has said and who you are. They are generated from the inside of you out. Once again, it's about learning how to take ownership of who you are as a person. Don't let other people's opinions bother you. It's just no reason to. Like I said, once again, because I told you the mean girl syndrome, they still exist. You guys know this. You're online. You're doing you're on social media. It's still out there, and it can happen within your family. It can happen even amongst your acquaintances and friends. Sometimes when you start getting better and up-leveling your life, and you start doing things that are making you feel really great and expanding your world and your knowledge and your experiences, sometimes the people closest to you can be the biggest haters and the most hateful people you're going to know. And that means it's time to let them go. And that's why I said those 3 statements were so important, that they came from you, not somebody outside of you or people outside of you. Because when they start coming after you, because guys, I promise you, if you're getting into this lifestyle and you're serious about it, and you start sharing with people close to you, there's going to be haters in the group closest to you. Because now you've made them uncomfortable, because they don't like their lives, they're unhappy, and all of a sudden, because you're doing something about changing yours, you're making them uncomfortable. And you're making them mad, because they're thinking, well, how How dare her think she's better than us and was going to go out there and do something to make her life better? Oh my God, you took initiative. What's wrong with you? Oh my gosh. So, this is important. Taking it to the next one. Now, here's the next one I want you guys to do. Today, as you describe your brand, I need you to do it in 20 words or less. And even better, do it in 100 characters or less. Ooh. I know. You guys are like, what? Okay. Because some of you couldn't get the 3 statements together. I told you, it's not an easy assignment. It's not. And once again, no criticism on my part. No criticism, because I know it is not an easy assignment to do. I've watched people physically sit in front of me and struggle with putting together those 3 statements because they kept wanting to say, I am a mom, or I am this, or I am that. I said, no, there's no there's no there's no and. It's just simply I am, ... So I realize it's not the easiest assignment, but once again, guys, I need you to take the initiative. I need you to dig in and really start embracing what this lifestyle can mean to you. Because this is about building your self-confidence. This is about building who you are out and making you even more amazing. And getting rid of the negative self-talk, getting rid of the negative anything that's running through your brain. Because as a human being, and I watch this because I'm watching stuff, it is our nature to automatically go to something negative. And I don't even know why, because I hear myself doing it sometimes. And it's not even anything that I do intentionally, but I'll look at something and the first thing you go for is what you think is wrong. I'll use my example. I'm a professional photographer. And I used to have a portrait studio, the whole 9 yards. And my focus of photography was women. You know, I did the glamour style with the beautiful hair, the makeup, the gorgeous clothes, the jewelry. And from that, it progressed into me doing lingerie pictures as well as nudes. Yeah, guys, I've told you, I've had a very busy life. And there's even more to come. That's what still excites me. There are still so many more things I have the chance to do and experience, especially as a creative person. I love to push out my creative boundaries. But when I see, because I used to do photography for women, and my clients were from petite to 300 plus pounds. All right. I had some beautiful, large, voluptuous women that came in and everybody in between. They weren't model perfect bodies. These were just everyday women that were coming in and discovering how beautiful they were. And they were always telling me, Cindy, how do you do that? I've never taken a good picture in my life. But I would put pictures in front of them, and sometimes they wouldn't even recognize that it was them in the picture. They're like, where are my pictures? I go, they're right there in front of you. You're looking at your pictures. And they're like, no, that's not me. I'm like, yeah, it's you. And they're like, oh my gosh. And I'd watch them cry because they were just so overwhelmed by how beautiful they really, really are. And that led, doing the portraits, that led into me doing, like I said, lingerie photography and eventually doing nude photography. So I understand how to position, how to place a woman's body to make it look very beautiful. I'm all about women. I love us because I love being a woman. I absolutely love, 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 love being a woman. I love everything about my body. My body is not perfect. I don't spend 5 days a week in the gym right now. I used to. I just haven't got back around to it. One day I may not. I don't know yet. But regardless of the shape of my body, whether I'm fit or whether I am softer as I am now, I love my body. And I know how to showcase my body in ways that really show her off. In a way that makes me feel good, which automatically draws people to me. So my critique is when I'm going through, especially Instagram, and I'm looking at pictures of women and I see these awkward poses and it drives me crazy. And I can't help it because for that I have a very critical eye. But I'm laughing because the women are beautiful, but the poses are off. If you have a fuller figured woman, you need to stretch her out. You don't sit her down and bunch her body up. She looks like a lump. And it's not her fault. It's just a photographer who doesn't understand how to position a woman. And like I said, that is something it personally drives me nuts. Once again, because there is no reason for us to be taking bad pictures. I'm not saying every picture we take is going to be great, but in those pictures taken, there will be something that's going to stand out. And there should be several pictures that stand out. But I'm laughing because sometimes I see like awkward hand. I see hands that are wrong. I see like the tilt of a head that's wrong. Like I said, or I see a woman that, maybe more full figured and they've got her sitting some way that just makes her body look just bunchy. And I'm like, oh, don't do that. If they had just pushed her arm out this way or twisted her body that way. I mean, I got all these things that go through my head. But then I catch myself because I'm like going, because it's not that the woman is unattractive because the woman is beautiful, but it's all those little things I start picking apart. Once again, nothing against her. It's just my critical eye as a photographer. So think about it. So once again, our go-to position automatically is to see something negative. So when you're learning how to talk about your brand and learning how to use your I am statements to just you within description of your brand, it's going to break that habit of automatically going to the negative. So let's do this. So like I said, can you describe yourself in 20 words or less? Or even better, can you describe it in 100 characters or less? Now let me give you an example. Now, in what I'm going to share with you, I used two of my words from yesterday. And what I say when describing myself is I am a bit of a tomboy, beautifully encased within a brilliant, compassionate, and sensuous woman. Let me say that again. I am a bit of a tomboy, beautifully encased within a brilliant, compassionate, and sensuous woman. Now, you guys have listened to me. You've seen me when I've been actually doing the videos where I actually shoot me live. You know, you can actually see me. You guys have seen how I am. You see the hair. The hair is usually big and fluffy. I'm always in jewelry. I love jewelry, and especially since I'm a jewelry designer, I'm always in jewelry, bracelets, rings. Even I tend to wear the same earrings because if I do anything other than hoops, it gets caught in my hair. But the necklaces, the chokers, you know, I told you guys I always smell incredible. I'll share this. It was so funny. I went to Whole Foods. You guys know I love Whole Foods, right? I told you you can meet some really amazing men at Whole Foods. I kid you not. If you go to the right ones at the right time of the day. But anyway, but I remember I walked into Whole Foods and I ran into this older gentleman. And I was going to get a cart. And, you know, he looks at me and smiles. And I smiled back and I said hello. And he says hi. And I go into the store. Well, as I'm wandering through the aisles, I'm noticing that I keep running into this gentleman. And eventually I get down the aisle. I'm getting about to grab some water because I only drink spring water. And he turns around and looks at me. He goes, I have to tell you. He goes, you smell incredible. He goes, you smell so good. He goes, your scent lingers because he was somehow winding up in aisles behind me. Like I'd go through an aisle and because he had already had acquired my scent when I walked through the door to get my cart and he had seen me then, he knew it was my cologne, my perfume. And he was just mesmerized. That's the part of me that's that sensuous woman. That's that part of me that just draws people to me. So when I make that statement, I'm a bit of a tomboy beautifully encased within a brilliant, compassionate, and sensuous woman, that statement shows me, and you guys will see me. You know how I feel in reference to compassion and caring. I do care very much about people. I care about your success. I truly do. Am I going to let people bullshit me? I told you beforehand. No, not going to happen because, once again, I've been at this too long. I can smell fake when I run across it. But if you truly want to excel, I'm all for, being this cheerleader, helping you expand and excel in a life that's going to truly please you and bring you peace of mind and pleasure. Brilliant. I am a brilliant person. And I say that in all humility and with no humility. Meaning, I understand the things that make me interesting and that cause people to be intrigued by me because I don't fit a particular mold. I don't. I truly do not. But once again, I have been crafting my personality since I got here. I've always been an eclectic personality. I always have been. I love life too much to try to fit in and act like everybody else. I am appreciative. I am courteous to other people. But every time I've tried in the past to actually fit in, quote unquote, even a little bit, I've told you guys beforehand, my life implodes. Something goes haywire, wrong in my life because I'm not being authentic. Each one of us has a unique personality. Each one of us has unique gifts that only we can embody, only we can express, only we can share once we understand how to appreciate who we are. And once again, I totally love being me. There is not another person on this planet I want to be. And I mean that. Do I admire other people? Of course I do. I have women that I admire. There are men that I admire. I can appreciate somebody from all levels of life. I told you guys before where I'm staying, where the studio is located, where my studio is. I can come early in the morning to do stuff. Sometimes I get here early, and I see men standing out there waiting to for a ride to go take them to work these hard ass jobs because Florida is the world of landscaping. or, working on the highways. I see these men that are out there with their, with their work clothes on, their work boots on, with their lunch, their coolers that their wife or girlfriend or whomever packed for them. And they get out there at 6 in the morning. And I see this especially if I'm going to the beach. 6 in the morning, they're waiting for their ride to come to take them to work these hot ass, hard jobs. And they're not going to get home to 6 or 7 at night. I respect that. I absolutely respect that. Or watching women that are doing jobs that are very hard and very difficult, because I've been there. I've worked hard labor jobs before. My kids were very small, because I didn't have my college degree. And I didn't understand that I could have gone to do something different at the time because I was so young. But I appreciate people. Be they somebody who may not be wealthy and affluent, I can still appreciate somebody's drive and determination. As well as middle class, upper class, whatever. I do appreciate people. I do. So I have that compassion. And that brilliance, like I said, comes from the fact that I'm insatiable. I love learning. I love knowledge. I love to apply knowledge. I love to experiment with things. So that brilliance truly is built into my personality. And the sensuality we just talked about, the way I smell, the way I dress, the way I move. So what about you? Do you have the patience to do this assignment? Yeah, guys, I guess I want to really start kind of giving you guys a little more, because I told you, doing this and doing it well, there are a ton of moving parts, but it doesn't have to be difficult. But it's going to take you stepping out of your comfort zone. It's going to take you getting out of the complain mode. What I see people fussing and bitching about online, I'm like, oh my God, sometimes you guys are such easy fixes to the things that you're complaining about in reference to dating affluent men, but it starts with you. You have to be rock solid about you. You have to understand what your value is outside of, once again, your vagina, outside of the fact that you think you're cute, or you may be beautiful, no doubt about it, outside of all the superficial stuff that you think is what's going to, it'll draw a man to you, but it's not going to keep a man. And it's not always going to draw quality men to you. You guys are discovering that. You must have a unique selling position. That's what it is. That was what I was trying to figure out yesterday. The USP, your unique selling position or proposition or whatever however you want to put it. Yes, what about you makes you stand out? Once again, it's not just because you think you're entitled to something. And I'm gonna bounce on that word entitlement because I'm seeing way too much of it out there. Women are getting pissed off because men are not doing for them right out the gate. He has the right. A man has the right to get to know you. No, I don't agree with them either when they come. Here's why you guys have so many men just asking you about straight sex, because you've not shown them anything about you. They've not experienced your personality, or maybe you share too much information about you. Guys, there's a fine line for that. You want to maintain some kind of mystique. You don't want to spend hours on the phone talking to a man that you've never really met, and he has not invested in you, and you have not invested your energy and effort into him. Because sometimes you guys are moving too fast and you're tripping yourselves up. So these mini assignments I'm offering to get you guys to pull back a bit and do some internal work and start thinking about what it is you really want. Once again, that's why I recommend the book Wealthy Wife. That's why I recommend my book. It will get you thinking outside the box. But somebody mentioned in one of the recommended comments, which on in reference to the book, that it's a book for somebody that really understands that they need action steps. That they need patience and discipline, because you do. That's with anything in life. Anything you want to do, be that your career, be that you planning a vacation, takes persistence and patience, for crying out loud. So why would you undermine your romantic life? Why would you undermine your potential to actually acquire patrons if that's what you want, by being impatient and not coming prepared? So that's why I'm offering these little mini assignments. So think about what I'm saying, and I want you guys to email this back to me as well. I'm giving you guys access. I'm giving you guys a chance to come to me and show me a little more about you. I guess I get great emails. I do. You guys send me the most amazing emails. I appreciate you so much, especially with all that I've been going through actually it's been the past few months, to be honest, several months actually. But it's kind of the culmination of it that I've been going through for the past 2.5 months. And like I said, it has not been an easy time for me these past few months. But I appreciate you guys because you've been there to give me a reason to smile and at times a reason to laugh. So thank you. But do the assignment. Email it back to me. But I need first, if you have not done the I am statements, do not send this assignment to me till I've got those I am statements from you. Because you're going to base your 20 words or less description of yourself on your words. I need at least 2 words that you've given me in the description of yourself, of your brand, or give it to me in 100 characters or less. Yeah. Like I said, guys, I'm ready to get out there. And like I said, I need more of you to be out here with me too. So I really, and doing it well. So once again, email the assignment to me, wealthywifeclub@gmail.com. Once again, that's wealthywifeclub@gmail.com. Take the weekend if you need to. Another assignment will probably come out tomorrow, just so you guys know. But I want you to, like I said, if you've done the first assignment, awesome. You'll be ready for this one. If you have not done the first assignment from yesterday, from Friday, describe yourself in 3 words, the 3 I am statements, do that first, email it to me, and then do this assignment. And once again, if you are ready, if you have been out there in the world of affluent dating, or you've been putting in some grunt work and you're not getting the results that you want in reference to really meeting affluent men and understanding how to really cultivate them and bring them to you and become that inspiration and muse for them, and you want to talk about learning more about private coaching with me, the Wealthy Wife consultation, as I mentioned before, you can go to my website, click on the button, and schedule a time to talk to me. I love the coaching, the private coaching. I love doing the videos. I enjoy all of this, just so you guys know. But the private coaching is what just sparks me, because I have a chance to work with you guys one-on-one and really start putting together an action plan for you. A personal strategic plan to get you from point A to point B and beyond. So if you are ready for that next step, ready to level yourself up into actually dating successfully affluent men and the steps to get you there in front of them and do well, then go ahead and schedule a time and reserve a time to speak with me. I'll have, once again, the button. You can click on the link in the description section of this audio, and let's go from there. So in the meantime, guys, have an awesome day. I love you, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.